The hypocrisy of some anglophones or those from the northwest and southwest region need to be studied in school, looking at the recent saga of the GCE board. If what is happening now at the GCE board and the Ministry of Secondary Education, if the head of the Ministry of Secondary Education was someone from the French-speaking part of the country, you would have seen a lot of our brothers agitating, condemning, and screaming assimilation, assimilation, marginalization, marginalization. But now that it concerns one of us, now that it is one of us who is at the Ministry of Secondary Education, instead of those who have been shouting or clamoring that, oh, there's marginalization, oh, there's an assimilation agenda, instead of them to still raise this issue, they don't. They are instead applauding the process and calling it, no, it is, they are trying to create credibility. They are trying to strengthen the board. They are trying to do this. I'm not in any way supporting leakage of exam. Neither am I supporting the compromising process. But I think that the institution responsible must be given its position to clear its name, to handle the situation and take charge of the situation. As it stands right now, it is the Ministry of Secondary Education that is at the center of this GCE board managing the crisis. No one is seeing the registrar. And I want to ask the question, the GCE board, don't it have a registrar? Is there not a registrar of GCE board? Is there not a registrar of the board? Now, the board is supposed to be an autonomous body, right? Which means that if exam is leaked or there is a crisis, the GCE board registrar is well placed to address this issue. And come to think of it, when our forebearers fought for the board to be created, they fought that the board should be an autonomous board. And being an autonomous board simply means it is not an arm of the Ministry of Secondary Education. What is happening now, it is seemingly seen as an arm of the Ministry of Secondary Education. If it was a French or someone from the French-speaking region who was or is the Minister of Secondary Education, our Anglophone brothers should have been shouting, oh, there is Anglophone marginalization. Oh, they are trying to take the board away. They are trying to take away the GCE board. Oh, they are doing this. They are doing that. But now that is occurring, that it is one of theirs. They have changed it to put it in a very nice and normal way. Because since this saga started, we did not see the Anglophones, on the other hand, we did not see the GCE board registrar. Till now, we have not seen the GCE board registrar. Till now, we have not heard from the GCE board registrar. Till now, we have not had a single press conference granted by the registrar of the GCE board. The crisis is solely managed by the Minister of Secondary Education. And come to think of it, which means that the exam is managed directly now from Yaoundé. Because the Minister of Secondary Education, the head of the ministry, the minister is residing in Yaoundé. The minister came to Boya and held the meeting with the GCE board. And immediately that meeting went on successfully. She drove back to Yaoundé. And now it is seen like it is Yaoundé that is controlling the GCE board. It is clear that this is not the structure that our Anglophone bearers fought for. An autonomy of the board simply means that the board manages the exam, and if the board is incompetent, it is incumbent of the head of state to determine how and what need to be done, and if the board needs to dissolve itself. But now they are acting like the board is a subset of the ministry. In fact, it's a part of the ministry, a department within the Ministry of Secondary Education, which means that it's no longer a board. And I'm not hearing our Anglophone brothers calling into question. You see, when it concerns absorbing the assimilation process, it always passes through one of us. Most of those things is one of us, and because we know it's one of us, we will not agitate. You understand? We'll just stay quiet. We will not even call into question. If it was someone who was in the French-speaking area, the Minister of Secondary Education, you would have heard our Anglophone brothers, oh, allow the GCE board to manage the structure. The GCE board is well placed. Oh, they have been leaking. Yeah, the GCE board should be able to do this. Oh, why is the minister interfering? They will start shouting, this is assimilation. This is assimilation. This is this. Oh, they are trying to take away our GCE board. Now it's one of us. No one is questioning. Suddenly the concept of, yeah, bravo, they are trying to make it credible. They are trying to restore dignity. They are trying to do this and do that. But do you know that suspending the GCE for 2 weeks and exposing it to the world is more dangerous and put credibility they put the issue of credibility under questioning. Do you know that this saga would have been well managed if the board had that same autonomy as we think it should be having? What would have been done? Simple. There is a leakage. The GC board changed the question. They write the exam. They postpone it at least for 2 days or a day. They write the exam. They continue the process while investigation is ongoing. Then after investigation, people are apprehended and they are apprehended and they are jailed. But no, somebody just took it to the media. Bam! No, we suspended for 2 weeks. The decision of suspension, where did we get it from? You see, where did that decision? Who signed the order suspending the GC board for 2 weeks? The GC board is supposed to be an autonomous body, which means that it is supposed to issue a decision. It's supposed to determine how it runs. You understand? But it's not the other way. It's the other way around. And Anglophones are not complaining. They are instead supporting, oh yes. But if that position switched, that it was someone of the French-speaking background who is in that position, you would have heard them complaining. And that is why if you go back into retrospect, you will see that when things like that want to be done, it is one of us that goes around and do it. Now people are saying that, the GC board is... And I've been asking this question. Suspension of the exam for 2 weeks, could there not have been a better way to manage this crisis? Why still putting credibility, maintaining standard, but suspending for 2 weeks a national exam, and yet there have not been clear explanation who leaked the exam, how many people are involved? You understand? To what extent was the breach? What measures have been put in place? Till now, we haven't gotten any. They decided to bring it to the public, and they have not given accountability to the public, which means there's either a power tussle. There's either a power tussle, which may be occurring at the GC board, or there may be a power tussle, or maybe other plan to dissolve the autonomy. The back board, let's look at the back. The baccalaureate board, is it that the baccalaureate has never leaked? If it has never leaked, fine. Fine. If it has never leaked, it's good. But how do you manage leak? Do we just go and amplify that, there's a leakage and suspend the exam for 2 weeks and come and write after 2 weeks and say people are making money? Yes. The minister said people are making money. Who are those making money? Have they been caught? Because when that statement came out, there's need for accountability. And nobody's complaining, nobody's saying anything. But I am saying this because we are hypocrites. It's like, you see, Professor P.L.O. Lumumba once said, this revered Kenyan scholar, once said that people think when things doesn't favor us, we call it tribalism. Oh, they are segregating towards us because of tribalism. Professor P.L.O. Lumumba said, when now it is our own tribe men who call it connection. We say, it's connection. Oh, it's connection. You understand? P.L.O. Lumumba also said, when there's corruption, we call it corruption because it doesn't benefit us. When it benefits us, we change it to connection. And the same scenario is playing out. Before us, the GC board is playing out. Is this still a bot or is it no longer a bot? It's good to clarify. Until now, the GC board has not granted, we have not heard from the registrar of the GC board. Or the GC board is there not a registrar in the GC board? A lot of questions. Some people, some of you will still attack me. I don't care. Attack me whatever you want. But I'm asking those questions because our hypocrisy is too much. I'm not seeing how some people are questioning it as they ought to question. If it's other ministry, they'll question. They'll say, this is assimilation. This is it. This is that. Now that it is one of your favorites, nobody is saying anything.